So I'm back again, and this is the 6-month catch-up meeting already, and it feels like no time has passed at all because I have done, well, in terms of accomplishment, very little. Um, I've been, I moved flat, so it was all kind of hectic with that kind of thing and personal stuff. And so in terms of like moving forward in work, what I discussed in my 3-month catch-up meeting, I'm only just kind of getting around to finishing now or doing now. Well, I've done things, it's just that they've not worked out that well, or there's been kind of bureaucracy kind of stuff for doing them, so we couldn't start things that we've planned, which is always really frustrating. But the things that I mentioned in my last video, our meeting in London, has come out with some really nice things. The Sheffield trip that I'm planning, I'm actually leaving tomorrow for that. So I will be moving forward. I hope by the next catch up I'll have like some really good stuff. But so for now it is going quite slowly. I mentioned the last one that I'd been to a few PhD defences, so now I've been to a few more, including one last week for someone who was in my group and was finishing. And he actually asked me to be his Parnymph. And a Parnymph is someone who will help you through your PhD day, like your PhD defence day. And he asked me and one other girl to be his, and we kind of stand behind him. It's a really ceremonial role. And you hold a copy of the thesis and you read out things if you're asked to, and you're allowed to answer some questions for them if they want, but like no one ever does because that would be really weird. So we stood behind him and then organised his party, so you have a drinks reception and then a big dinner with everyone from your group and collaborators and everything, and then a reception after that. So we put all this together, and I mean it took about a month really to plan everything properly, and so it takes time out of your normal schedule, and it was quite stressful. And yeah, so apart from being the Parnymph and watching defences, I have been doing some things with some collaborators. We have visits now once a month for a week from our collaborator in Maastricht and a collaborator from London, and they both come, and we get to like have updates on what everyone's doing in their groups and what we're doing here and how we can better work together and everything. So that's been it's been going smoothly as well in terms of our communication with other labs, and it means that we've been able to, as a group, print more review papers and things like that where we've got more input from different people. Along with that, it's kind of made me realise that in my group with my boss, I haven't had the best communication, just because we meet as a group, like all of the postdocs, all of the PhDs, once a week with our boss. So we have, because he's kind of the head of the department rather than just a PI. So we have our once weekly meeting, and that allows us to give an update on what we've been doing, but it doesn't really get us one-on-one feedback of what we can improve on or what new plans to make. And I found that for me that isn't that beneficial. So after speaking with my boss and my other supervisor who's from London, we've decided that I'll have like weekly Skype meetings with my boss in London, who will be able to have a little more time to help me out, and when he comes, he's one of the people that comes once a month, we'll be able to, I hope, move forward with things rather than it being stagnant like it is now. And I've been working more closely with one postdoc in my group on the project I was talking about last time with the proteomics, and that has been really helpful because going to him, I can directly get the help I need rather than kind of worrying about it on my own or trying to Google things and whatever, and it just wastes time. So advice I would give you about that is find out what works for you in terms of how much or how little input you need from other people. If you are confident to work on everything on your own, like great, but it's really good to have someone there that's got more experience in the field or knows the structure, even if they don't know about the experiments you're doing, knows the structure of the institute enough to be able to tell you where to go for what you need to do. And make sure you have enough guidance, because if you get to like halfway in your PhD and you still don't know what you're doing, or you don't know that you're going in the right direction, then like me, you'll be very stressed. And I think yeah, just be vocal about what you need to your boss or your supervisor, and it should be that they give it, because PhD is a researcher in training. You're not meant to know everything about what you're doing straight away. That's ridiculous. Like, you're meant to be learning how to be a researcher, and so asking questions isn't a bad thing. So that was the 6-month catch up, and yeah, if there's any questions, again, just leave a comment, and see you in another 3 months, I guess. Bye.